what happens in our gut controls many of the things that we feel in the brain. So depression, the anxiety, PTSD, OCD, ADHD, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer, all these diseases are actually start in the gut.
You're back with the Dr. Nandi Show, and we're actually back with our guests to talk about the human gut and the things we can do to improve the health of our digestive tract. So we've got some questions. Are all of you ready to answer a few questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dr. Song, I'll give the first one to you. So why do you refer to the gut as the second brain?
Well, so there's this intimate connection between the brain and the gut. It's this two-way street of communication, right? So what happens in the gut informs how our brain should think, how it should act, and how it should feel. And it's fascinating because the gut microbiome, when you're a baby at birth and at 1 and 2 years of age, can affect the IQ later on, and your mood, and your temperament, right? Your child's personality. But also vice versa, right? Your brain talks to your gut. And so stress can create gut inflammation and gut dysbiosis alone. And so it's this intimate connection. So we have to nurture that gut-brain connection.
How do you know which is primary, which is secondary?
It's so hard to say, right? It's so hard. I think that really, you know, we can't have one without the other.
The important message is that, you know, for parents who are watching, that, you know, you want to send your kids to the best school. You want to give your kids the best foods and best everything else. But, you know, unbelievably, that the gut and the microbiome may actually have even more to do with how they do, you know, with their intellect, how they do in sports, etc. So it's really, the reason why I want to do this show is to really introduce that concept to people who've never even heard about it. So that's why it's so important. I do have a social media question for you, Naveen. Somebody from Twitter is saying that, do you think it will be possible someday to treat mental disorders from the gut?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, as a matter of fact, we have this gut-brain axis. It's called vagus nerve. What happens in our gut controls many of the things that we feel in the brain. So depression, the anxiety, PTSD, OCD, ADHD, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer, all these diseases are actually start in the gut. People are able to see the Parkinson's 15 years before you see the symptom in your brain, right? So this is the key to living healthy. In fact, as you mentioned, if you want your child to have the best chance, take care of the mother while she's pregnant, because that microbiome to the child is really going to be the key.
Huge.
So making sure that you do the microbiome test every single month while your mother is pregnant, and getting the right diet, so as the GABA and other neurotransmitters are being developed by the gut brain, they're actually being helping the baby in the womb.
The key is that, you know, with these mental disorders, as Naveen aptly pointed out, that so many of the neurotransmitters that we now know that can affect these mental disorders are created in the gut. 90% of them are created in the gut. So not
serotonin especially.
Correct. And so what happens is that not only is there a vagus nerve, that these neurotransmitters are created that can affect the way you think. You know, one thing I've said in our show is that your thoughts are often not your own. We can change how you think and how you believe and how you act, and society in general, and how you have symbiosis with people in general if you have the right microbiome. So super important. I'll ask one question, and I'll give you each 30 seconds. How do lifestyle choices impact the human microbiome? You all alluded to it, but I'll ask Dr. Murray and then Dr. Song and Naveen.
We're just learning. I mean, we're just scratching the surface, and I do encourage people to go to viome.com because there's great information on how this test is different. What it is able to do is actually tell us the activity of these microorganisms, and that's really what's critical. It's not so much what you have growing, it's where it's growing and what is its activity. And so I really think it's quite unique.
And Dr. Song, what do you think about lifestyle choices?
So lifestyle choices are key, and that goes back to the mother's lifestyle choices when she was pregnant, but it doesn't stop there. And I just want to tell all the mothers listening who are thinking, well, my gut was a mess when I was pregnant. My kid eats like crap, and they're having soda, and they have ADD, and they have anxiety. It's not too late. Never too late. We can start with the gut, and we go out from there, and we nurse the whole body.
And you gave us a variety of options in which to change it. Naveen, how can lifestyle changes, change your microbiome?
But everything you do in your life affects your microbiome. Our human DNA only produces two 20,000 genes, microbiome produces 2 million genes. That's what makes us who we are, and what we do, our lifestyle choices impacts them, and that impacts us. So if you want to take care of yourself, be intelligent, be smart, and be a king, take care of your microbiome.
And so I'll finish by saying, you know, that your lifestyle choices of your spirituality, what you do with your body, and as Dr. Song pointed out before, movement, and also the food that you ate, really, you need all those to really make the right environment for your microbiome and your behavior. So thank you so much all for answering these questions and taking the time. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.